Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Tham Kench, the River King.
Holy demon. Water forgets the names of the drowned.
Tham Kench is a silver-tongued demon who toys with the helpless and desperate, feeding his ego before devouring his hapless enemies entirely. In-game, Tham Kench is a tanky monstrosity with enough raw stats and utility to slip into either a solo lane or a supporting role. Once he's chosen his role, he uses his opposing size to swallow his enemies and ferry his allies around the map. Tham Kench's passive is an acquired taste. He applies stacks of the passive to enemy champions he strikes with basic attacks or damaging abilities. Once he applies 3 stacks, well, he can do things to them. We'll get to that in a minute. Tham Kench can apply passive stacks to multiple targets at the same time, which fall off after a few seconds. We'll start with Tham Kench's W, Devour, because it interacts with a couple of his other abilities. Tham Kench swallows a nearby target, then spits them out a few seconds later. Aside from that general rule, the ability behaves differently depending on whom or what he knocks. First up, enemy minions and monsters. After devouring one, Tham Kench will spit it back out, dealing a chunk of instant magic damage to whatever he devoured, along with area of effect damage to whomever they hit. Note that while Tham Kench can eat a bunch of monsters, he can't eat them all. Apparently Baron, Dragon, and Red and Blue buff are too large to fit in the stomach.
This buffet exceeds repugnance.
Tham Kench can devour allied champions too. Whenever he does, he turns them untargetable while they reside in his belly. While Tham Kench has a friend in him, he gains extra movement speed, but only when he moves toward enemy champions. After a couple of seconds, either Tham Kench or his ally can choose when they leave the big guy's mouth. And when they hop or get spat out, they're mushed a little bit. Finally, Tham Kench can also devour enemy champions. There's just one caveat. He can only do so after he's acquired a taste for them through his passive. Once he's done chewing, Tham Kench can regurgitate his mouthful out, causing it to suffer percent max health. Once they're fully slathered up, devouring them drastically reduces their vision and makes them untargetable for a few seconds. While Tham Kench is still weighed down, but his movement speed is reduced to a super slow crawl. Use Devour to get your traditional frontline allies quickly into a fight. You'll get there fast thanks to your speed boost, and once you spin them back out, they'll be well positioned to get into the enemy team's face and wreak havoc. Tham Kench's Q is Tongue Lash. He fires out a medium-range skill shot, his tongue actually, that damages and slows the first target strike. However, if he's able to max out his passive stacks on an enemy champion, Tongue Lash will instead stun his tasty target. Tongue Lash can also extend Devour's range on minions and monsters. By hitting Devour right before connecting with Tongue Lash, Tham Kench flicks them into his mouth. Yum. Tongue Lash has a short cooldown and long range, so you can frequently slow down shooting targets and build up stacks of your passive.
Mercy has no flavor.
Next up is Tham Kench's E, which is a passive and an active. Passively, Thick Skin turns all of Tham Kench's damage taken into Grey Health, which he partially converts into real health a few seconds after leaving combat. When Tham Kench activates Thick Skin, he converts all the Grey Health into a shield that quickly drops off. Note that Tham Kench cannot build up Grey Health while the ability is on cooldown. Use Thick Skin to temporarily increase your tankiness when you're powered items or taking heavy sustained damage. Finally, Tham Kench's ultimate is Abyssal Void, which also has a passive and an active. Passively, his basic attacks and damaging abilities deal a portion of the big guy's bonus health as magic damage. When he activates the ability, Tham Kench targets a location, eventually hella far away, before opening his mouth to begin channeling. At this point, reactivating Abyssal Void sends him down underwater as he dives to his target location. But swimming's more fun of a friend, and Tham Kench can take him with him. An ally can jump into the ride by right-clicking on his mouth as he channels, which immediately sends Tham Kench off on his journey. A few notes for the enemy team. First off, the big guy can't ult with an enemy champion in his belly, and if you're close enough, you can attack Tham Kench as he channels to interrupt Abyssal Void, putting the ability on a short cooldown. Finally, Tham Kench isn't exactly the most streamlined swimmer and makes so much noise when he ults that the enemy team will hear him even a screen or so away from his destination. Use Abyssal Void to set up ganks. Just wander out of lane like you're off running or something, maybe send an innocent alt chat message. Then ult back in with an ally on board. Devour is great at reactively saving teammates who get themselves in sticky situations. Normally, this Dark Binding would force Ashe out of lane, but Tham Kench negates Lucian's burst with a fantastic Devour. No matter which lane he's in, Tham Kench has awesome scuttlecraft control thanks to Devour. Whenever you've got a moment, head out to the river and chop down on your line for some extra gold and boost. Tham Kench has plenty of tools to help him thrive in the middle of fights. By devouring Sejuani, Tham Kench keeps her safe while giving her a chance to get her cooldowns back. He then finishes his Gragas with basic attacks, making sure to wait until Tongue Lash will stun rather than slay. Activating 6 skins for the extra shield, Tham Kench stays alive in the depths of combat before he devours Draven, so his skin can otherwise deal damage. Here's Tham Kench getting aggressive with the ability. By constantly attacking Sion while blocking his escape, Tham Kench is able to rack up with passive stacks while preventing the big zombie man from ulting to safety. When Sion tries to channel his stun from the brush, Devour completely shuts that down and grants Tham Kench the first kill. With Sion dead, or as dead as he gets, he turns to Zen, flashing before dealing tons of damage for the second kill. Now, notice we're bumping back off here, but Tham Kench is a daring gentleman and has ways to survive otherwise suicidal tower downs. Wild growth along with thick skin keeps him alive for long enough to use Devour again, which really hurts tanky champions like Ross. Finally, Abyssal Void is absolutely incredible at breaking sieges. He brings Sejuani directly into the middle of the enemy team, which pretty much just destroys them thanks to the combo overrun. Keep in mind, it's super important for his allies to actually think about who's going on the Whirlpool Express. If Ezreal or Draven had jumped in, they would immediately die and blame their team for the lack of healing. Thanks for tuning in to the Tham Kench Champion Spotlight. Please subscribe to the Riot Games YouTube channel and leave us your comments just below the video.
Time for chaos. Let me feed that mayhem.
Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Bard, the Wandering Caretaker. Bard is a cosmic guardian who manifests on Runeterra whenever the universe's equilibrium comes under threat. In-game, Bard plays the role of a support and offers his allies incredible utility along with defensive sustain and mobility as he runs around the map. Because Bard is all mysterious and complicated stuff, he has two facets: ancient chimes and memes. Bard's presence causes various collectible chimes to appear across the map. By wandering over them, Bard collects these relics and gains a burst of movement speed, forcing his missing mana back and a little bit of experience. Bard's movement speed buff stacks up to 5 times if he collects multiple chimes in quick succession, but falls off if he enters combat. Although ancient chimes can appear throughout the map, they'll generally appear in areas near Bard. Finally, note that chimes pop up on Bard's minimap as soon as they appear, while enemies will only see them if they have direct vision. Head out to collect chimes whenever you're running low on mana and your lane buddy is in a relatively safe spot. The speed boost will let you quickly return to lane without all-important magic juice. Bard's second passive is Yeet. As he wanders and fights throughout the rift, adorable little spirit creatures called Yeeks come to Bard's side, following him and launching themselves at whomever Bard attacks before disappearing back into the ether. But wait, there's more. See, Yeeks become more powerful as Bard collects his shrines. So, while he only starts out with one Lomini